Hey everybody, just a quick video to let you know what's coming up and a little bit about what I've been doing. I'm trying to get my food stock, my food storage back up. We were basically using up as much as we could before we moved, so we wouldn't have to bring it all here and to save money because moving cost quite a bit of money. So we lived on our canning on our food storage. And we did a lot of meals with that. And we still bought, like eggs, milk, bread, cheeses, stuff like that. Well, maybe not cheese because I have about 30 pounds of cheddar cheese in the freezer that I just kind of use when I need it. But this is a video about what's coming up and the haul that I got today. Tomorrow the new ads come out, and last week's ad were pretty good. Chicken is on sale. I believe it'll be on sale again this week, maybe not for this price. This was $1.57 a pound, and I got this at Smart and Final. This is boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I got, oh gosh, I don't even know how much I got. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, about 12 pounds of chicken right there, chicken breast that I need to can. I have 1 jar of chicken breast left, and anybody who's watched me or anybody who knows me knows I have about 20 jars of chicken at any time in my cupboard or in my pantry. So yeah, way down. That's how far down we are. So I also got eggs. These were at Aldi, and today they were 69 cents a dozen with a limit of 3. I have 2 dozen eggs in the refrigerator already, or about 1.5 dozen, I guess. So these, I wish I can preserve eggs, but because they're store-bought, you really can't. So what I'm going to do with these is hard boil probably a couple dozen because we like hard-boiled eggs, and then make some quiches, breakfasts, maybe eggs for dinner or whatever. When I have the grandkids here, I go through a lot of eggs, so this is not a lot for us. And so the chicken, I will be canning either tonight or tomorrow, and I'll have a video up on that. I'm also really low on beans. I think I have maybe a couple of jars of pinto beans. I have no black beans, no white beans, no kidney beans, so I really don't have anything to make a chili with, and I actually had to buy canned beans for the first time in probably 10 years because I want to make chili this week. And I'm not going to have time to buy all the beans and can them before I make the chili. So I just went ahead and I bought some canned beans. It probably cost me maybe $4. So what I'm going to do is I got this bag of pinto beans, which is, let's see, this is, I think it's 4 pounds of beans, and it was $2.99. And then at Smart and Final, now this was at, where did I get this? This was at a store called Vallarta here in Ventura. It's basically a Mexican food market, but it has regular food too. But you can get any kind of meat there that Hispanic families like to use, like thinly cut meat. I usually don't get meats there because they're very, very fine, thinly cut. I like chicken breasts to be thicker, and if I need them thinner, then I'll cut them myself. But they have like pig's feet and, oh gosh, just any part of the chicken that you can imagine, any part of a cow that you can imagine, and any part of a pig. So it's pretty interesting. I like walking around in there. We have a really big store, and it's a really beautiful store here out in Oxnard. And it's amazing to see all the different foods. And because we go to Mexico so often, to Cancun, Cabo, I like to see the different foods. We have them there, and then I like to recreate them at home. And I have a store here that I can do that with. And today, when I went out to get the chicken at Smart and Final, they had beans that was 50 cents a pound. So I went ahead and I got some more because we need beans. I use beans for a lot of stuff. And like I said, I'm going to be stocking up. So these don't go bad. I'm going to dry camis. I'm not going to pre-soak them. I know I have a video from a long time ago, probably a year and a half ago, where I did canned beans and I put onion and garlic in them. I might do that with some of these, but I'm going to teach you just the basics of canning beans. If you're just starting to pressure can, chicken and beans are the easiest thing to do. I mean, everything is easy once you get used to it, but really, you can't go wrong with chicken and beans. Simple, just really, really simple. And then I have also some lemons that my daughter gave me. So I have a couple big lemons. I need to make some lemon curd with those. I'm out of stock on that too. And here are my asparagus. They look really good. I haven't tasted them yet, but they look amazing. So those all sealed. I'm going to be putting those in my cupboard today. I have these jars that are sterile and all washed, and these are wide mouth jars. So these are going to be for beans and chicken. You want to use a wide mouth jar if you can. Some of mine are not going to be wide mouth because I don't believe I have a lot of them right now that are empty. Anyway, I have wide mouth jars, but not a lot are empty. So when you're doing chicken or any kind of beans, it's much easier to get, especially the beans, out of a jar that's a wide mouth rather than a jar like this that has that little lip in there and they're hard to get out. So I always try to use the wide mouth jars. Now, I don't always have them, like I said, but those are the best. And I'm going to be doing a lot in pints. I do have a quart jar here, and it's a wide mouth. And I might do some beans in a quart jar because when we do refried beans or something like that, or taco bowls, we go through a lot of beans. So I might do that, and we'll see what happens. So that's what's coming up for this week. It's Tuesday, August 13th. And this is what I have going on. So, wanted to let you know. Okay, so I found this in one of my boxes in food storage. Now, everybody keeps asking me, do I leave my rings on? Well, no, not usually. This is a classic case of why you do not leave your rings on your jars. You always take them off. One, you get a false seal. I don't know if that's sealed completely or not. These are hot dogs. They look to be sealed. They look to be fine, except that I can't open the jar. My son has tried. My husband has tried. It won't budge. So you see this, and this is probably, I can't even see a date on here. This came out of a box that was buried under some other stuff in a shelf in my garage. And it's the only one that I found like this, but apparently I forgot to take the ring off. This is why. It rusts all the way through, and it even rusts on the seal, and you don't want to eat that. I mean, in an apocalypse, yeah, maybe if you have nothing else to eat, but truthfully, I don't want to eat that. People have asked me about canning hot dogs too, and this is a jar. This is how they come. They're really good and very easy to do, but classic example of why you don't leave your rings on. You get a false seal, and the rings literally seal themselves. They just cement themselves to the jar when they rust. And I live near the beach, so I have to be super careful because things rust like crazy out here. So yeah, jars, I mean, this is what they're supposed to look like. Now this is different because I haven't sealed this with my Food Saver seal yet. This is my dehydrated broccoli, and yes, it has the ring on it still. Once I seal it with my Food Saver that takes out all the air, I'll take the ring off. But usually I don't. We go through stuff like this pretty quick, so usually I don't bother to take the ring off. I usually keep them on my counter. At least I did on my other house. All of my dehydrated foods were on a table in the kitchen. so I can get to them really easy. Here I have a big space in my kitchen, big enough for like a breakfast nook, but I don't know what I'm doing yet with this space. So there's a table right here that's it really goes outside. It's a big map of the United States. It's pretty cool. But for now, it's going to be my canning table. And because we have a dining room here, so we have a dining room table in the dining room. And right, these are behind here are all of my boxes still of some food that I have not unpacked. And I have some jars in boxes and the same apple boxes in another room that are not unpacked. So another thing you don't want to do is stack your can jars, because again, it'll cause a false seal. So even like this, you don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that, because if something goes bad in this jar, the weight of this jar will keep the seal down. Even if it comes back up, it'll self-seal itself again, and you'll get a false seal. And you may see bacteria growing, you may not see bacteria growing. Salmonella is something that you can't see. You have to be very cautious when you can. You have to be, you have to follow all of the directions. You have to sterilize your jars, even for a pressure canner, especially for a water bath canner. So, yeah, this is what we're doing, and a little bit of the basics, and we will be canning lots of things coming soon to get my food storage back up. So I appreciate all of you watching. And if there is something specific that you want me to can, please let me know. I'm going to be doing blueberry jam. I have a request. I'm going to be teaching in home and probably recording that. There's several people that I'm going to be teaching here. And I will put that up. I believe I have a blueberry jam recipe online already. I'm not really sure. I know I have strawberry. Blueberry jam, really easy. All jams, super easy. They're water bath. And they're really fun to make, and they don't take that much time. Just like pickles. Pickles I haven't made in years, and I've got cases of pickles. And yes, they're still good. Put them in the refrigerator. They get crunchy. They're very good. Salsa is another thing that I make that's really easy to make, but it's very time consuming. And I wanted to show you guys a video on canning tomatoes. I got these Kamado tomatoes at Grocery Outlet, and they were 57 cents for about 6 or 7 of them in a row, in a container. Let's see if I can show you. I think I showed you before that I got these Kamado tomatoes, and they're really good. They're very sweet. They have a unique flavor that's very good, and I've been cooking with them and making sandwiches with them, and I really wanted to can some up. So I went to Grocery Outlet yesterday, and they were $1.99 a package. So one rule of thumb, if anybody has Grocery Outlet, if you see a deal, get it, because it won't be back, or it'll disappear really quickly, and you miss out. So that's what happened to me. Hopefully they'll go on sale again, and I will get to can some up. But we'll see. I do have some dehydrating because we used tomatoes the other day, and I have a few dehydrating, and I'm just gonna taste them and see how they come out. I love dehydrated tomatoes. They're wonderful to use. So you can roast them first and then dehydrate them. Roast them with a little bit of olive oil and oregano, a little bit of basil, and then you roast them in the oven for maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and then you dehydrate them, and they come out wonderfully. They're like sun-dried tomatoes. They're beautiful. So I have a lot of work cut out for me, and you guys are going to come along for the ride. So keep on watching and hit the like button. And if you have any suggestions, like I said, just let me know. See you soon. Bye.